Good morning, friends. Welcome to the second day session on the designer's course, a trailer's course on the railway signaling. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, good. Thank you. Are you able to see my screen, please?
Yes, sir.
I'm sharing my screen. Okay, fine. So let us start today's session. Yesterday we had a first session on system engineering, wherein we discussed about the various different signaling systems on the Indian Railways, how the signals can be shown to the driver in the form of a color light signal or in the form of a semaphore signal. And we also discussed what you mean by different terminology like aspects. What do you mean by day aspect? What do you mean by night aspect? What do you mean by normal aspect? And how the signals are named, like home signal, distance signal, departure signals like starters, advanced starters. We also saw what you mean by station, a station section, a station limit. Then we reviewed what you mean by block section, why stations are created, and how the trains will be working in the block section. What are the different systems to work the block in the block section? We understood about absolute block system and automatic block system. Then we saw how to plan a signal interlocking plan. Before that, the engineering signaling plan, how it is prepared, what are the inputs we need to take from signal engineering signaling plan. Then based on that, what are the other inputs we require to prepare a signal interlocking plan. In general, we prepared a signal interlocking plan, and also we defined what we mean by a running line and non-running line, and different markers provided on signals like C marker, P marker, G marker, A marker, elite marker, IB markers. So these are the things we have seen yesterday. We also saw the boards like warning boards, which are called as passenger warning boards and goose warning boards. So in the today's session, we'll be going more into the detail. Of course, topic-wise, it is not more detailed. Subject-wise, it is detailed. Topic-wise, details will be given to you when we commence the training from next Saturday, 20th of Friday. By today evening, we'll be giving you the particulars of what are the different contents of that, what is the timetable, who will take the topics, what is the duration of the training. All this information by today evening will be giving you, and what are the commercials, and what are the corporate discounts we have, or if the people are joining in a group more than about 3 or 4, what is the corporate discount we give. So wait for today evening session. Meantime, today we'll start the second session, the second day, the third session, the configuration engineering. A signal designer's course which yet to come. This is a trailer for the signal designer's course, wherein you will be learning about a 2-day session it is. And it is day 2. We'll be dealing with the morning session about configuration engineering. And in the evening, we'll be learning about the new technologies used on the Indian Railways. The detailed course of about 80 hours. Wait for the announcement in the today evening. People, those who have joined fresh today, for them a small introduction about me. I am Narayan Parvatikar. I worked with the Indian Railways almost about 30 years. Out of 30 years, I had a privilege of working as a faculty member in Indian Railway Institute of Signal Engineering and Telecommunications, Secunderabad, IRICT research. For about 13 years, I was working as a faculty member there. Then after taking the volunteer retirement from the Indian Railways, I worked with Signed company in Hyderabad, Untitled STS in Bangalore. I had a chance to visit Australia for imparting the training twice when I was working with Untitled. I had also a chance to go to UK to impart the training and to take the training in UK signaling when I was working with Signed. My third venture was with Tech Mahindra Hyderabad, where for about 2.5 years I was managing the projects like the highway grade crossings, the UPRR projects of the US. I had a chance to visit US during the tenure in Tech Mahindra. Then I moved to CMC, presently TCS, worked there for about a year. Then later I joined in 2018 Kalpataru Power Transmission in Gandhinagar, where I was working as the AGM training. Since July of last year, 2020, during the Corona period, I got associated myself with the Railway Academy and now functioning as a director training with the Railway Academy. We have already briefed about the various activities of the Railway Academy, what are the different courses we conduct here, including the postgraduate diploma in railway signaling and telecommunication. We have a batch now running on PG diploma from Bangalore, and we are contemplating to start one more batch in the month of April, May. We'll be announcing on the LinkedIn and also on the other media, wherein people can join for that 1-year course in PG diploma, wherein we provide a PG diploma certificate plus also the support for the placements. So I will be just briefing here what are the things we saw yesterday. We start with the engineering plan. I have opened my chat box, so kindly put the questions which you are not yet clear or which you want to get more clarity. However, I request everybody to kindly go through the full session. At around 11:30, we will have a short break, and after the break, I will take up the questions. Meantime, as the chat box is open, you can put the questions at any time, wherein I will clarify the doubts and go further. The configuration engineering is more about how to achieve the requirement of signaling system, what we have studied in yesterday's session. We have seen different signals, different aspect of the signals, and we have seen the points. So in the today's session, we'll be discussing about how this functions or how the system is configured, how it is made to work as per the requirement. When a signal should change from red to yellow, what are the conditions to be fulfilled to change a signal from yellow to double yellow? And when a signal can assume a green aspect. That is how the system has to be configured. So there are some principles of interlocking or essentials of interlocking. Yesterday somebody was asking what do you mean by interlocking. Today I'll be briefing on that. What do you mean by interlocking? And these principles of interlocking are unique across the globe. In any country, these principles of interlocking are adopted. Maybe some additions are there, but definitely no deletions. There are only four essentials or principles of interlocking, which is ruling the complete signaling system across the globe. That is the beauty of signaling. It is very simple. Signaling topic is very simple. Anybody can understand it. And we have a faculty with us who will teach you and you will feel the cakewalk for you while learning it. So let us start today with the engineering scale plan, what we have seen yesterday. The engineering scale plan we have seen a main line where the committee of three people will be deciding a new station or any additions or deletions to the existing station. The engineering scale plan will be prepared. In the detailed course, we'll be taking an exercise on this engineering scale plan, and the live program or live ESP for which an SIP was prepared, that will be showing you, and we also will be giving you the exercise to prepare yourself the signal interlocking plan. That is the base. The signal interlocking plan is the base for starting the signaling system, and that is originated from the signal interlocking plan is originated from the engineering scale plan. So yesterday we have seen the signal ESP, that is engineering scale plan. We mentioned as CSR, clear standing room, which will give the capacity of the each line. How many vehicles can be accommodated here? Now the questions comes. If I tell 70 vehicles, where to where? That will clarify today. From where to where I can accommodate 70 vehicles. If your room is accommodating a king size cot, where to where it is? Is it between the two walls exactly? Or are you leaving any space to keep the cupboards? Are you leaving any space to keep the office table and chair in the corona period? So these are the things will be defined today, will be clarified today. The clear standing room for each line has to be defined, and it will be defined in the engineering scale plan. Yesterday, somebody has asked a very relevant question: who will decide it? The user will decide it. That is the operating department or the users. I used to tell in class the signaling department is like a father-in-law who will bring up her daughter, educate her, then teach her the etiquettes and manners, get married to a son-in-law. Now it is up to son-in-law whether to ask her to be a housewife or a office-going lady or whatever it is. It is left to the husband to look after her. The father-in-law will not have any role in that. In the same fashion, signaling department will develop the signaling system, construct it, install it, test it, commission it, and hand over to the operating department. The operating department, the station masters, and other staff will use our system. Coming next, a siding like a storeroom in our house, which is having again a capacity of CSR clear standing room. How many vehicles can be kept there, stable there in the siding? There is also a level crossing gate, which we don't have any say. The level crossing gates are already existing. We need to accommodate them and we need to see that the safety is achieved whenever the people are crossing across the road, crossing across the traffic. And the level crossing gate particulars also will be given to the in the engineering scale plan. That is, what is the class of the level crossing gate, at what kilometer it is, how much distance it is from the first facing point. So considering all this, we'll be preparing the signal interlocking plan. The direction of the train also will be defined in the ESP, engineering scale plan, up and down direction. We have already discussed how these up and down directions are decided, and we are just following the same practice which is coming since centuries. Then we'll be coming with the distances, the interdistances between the station A and station B and station C, adjacent stations, at what distances these stations are. Then we'll be coming with the different station masters room, where we'll be keeping the operating panel to operate all the functions of the station, like points, signals, level crossing gates. These are the gradient posts which define what is the gradient in the station atmosphere or in the vicinity of the station. So you will be learning more in detail up to what distance I need to take the gradients. So these details will be taught in the detailed course. However, in this course, probably now it is a very high level course. As I said, it's a trailer course. So based on which we have planned a signal interlocking plan. We have also installed here all the main signals. What are the main signals? The distance signal, home signal, starters are the main signals. Why they are called as main signals? Mainly because they deal with the train movements on the running line. We have already defined what you mean by running line in the signaling system. Friends, kindly note here one thing. The signaling topics are such that whatever we learn in the first session, we need to remember them till the end. We'll be using the same words, same terminology, wherein we'll be referring them and we'll be adopting them. So yesterday we defined what you mean by running line, what you mean by non-running line, and movements through the running lines are controlled by the main signals like home signals and starters. These total signals are shunt signals. They are like children in the home, small children in the home. They don't have a specific rule. They are free to do whatever they want. But at the same time, the elderly people are having their own restrictions. So the movement of the train on the running lines are controlled by the main signals. Movement into the non-running lines are controlled by the shunt signals. That does not mean the movement of shunting cannot be done on the running line. It also can be done on the running line. But the limit is up to advanced data, the station section, what we defined yesterday. So the station section is the area where our activity of shuntings are going on. As I was giving an example yesterday, to move from one room to another room, you are free to do. That is within the four wall of your house. You are free to walk in any fashion you want, either with the sleepers or without sleepers. In whatever fashion is your house. But when you come out of the house, you have some practices you need to follow, even though it is your compound wall. Even though it is your compound wall, within the compound wall you are trolling or you are walking, you have some restrictions. Those restrictions are not there within your house. Hence, the movement of the trains within the station section, no restrictions. I can go in any direction I want, up and down directions. As we go further, we'll be discussing on this. This is the station master's room. A beautiful symbol here, which represents a rectangle will represent the station building. And the horizontal line will represent the station master's panel. I hope all of you are aware of the station master's panel, where from he will control all the points and signals and level crossing gates. a centralized operation of points and signals or equipment called as. So this is placed at near this wall, and this circle represents a person standing facing the panel. That is how beautifully the symbol is developed here. In what way, as a signal engineer, I am concerned with this? I am concerned with this because I need to number the functions. As I need the function, I should follow some system. On the Indian Railways, we follow the systems from left to right. All the functions which are visible geographically for me, when I move my pen from left to right on the signaling plan, interlocking plan, I will give the number from left to right. But to left to right, with what reference? When I am now seeing from here, I can do from left to right. And if you are seeing from the other side of the panel, other side of the signaling plan, you can number left to right from here. So to follow a standard, from which left to right, I need to give the number. The general practice here is we refer the operator, the station master. The station master, when he is facing the panel, this is the panel. When he is facing the panel, from his left-hand side to right-hand side, we give the numbering. That is the reason we go with a signal interlocking. In the signal interlocking plan, we make the station building more important, where the panel is placed, how the station master is looking at the panel. With the reference to the station master, the numbers will be given. And assume if this station building is here otherwise, and the station master is looking at the panel, so naturally with his left hand side I need to start the numbering. So the numbering of the functions depends upon where the station master is standing. Let's go next. With that reference, we have given the number here. So these are the different numbers we have given for the signals, points, and the level crossing gate. These are the numbers we have given. Now, if you see here, as per the station master, the numbering are not correct. It is done purposely. It is done purposely to just to tell you that this numbering is not correct. The reason is the station master is looking at the panel. His left hand side is this side. So I need to number from here. 1D, 1, 1A, and 10, 10D. I need to complete here. Just to show you how it differs. This numbering is relevant if the station master panel is here. Then it is relevant. Otherwise, now it is wrong. So this you will be learning more in detail when you attend the course and when you plan the signal interlocking plan, when you prepare a signal interlocking plan. Numbering also, you can see that I have given 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 2, 4, 6. That is even and all numbers are given for the signals for up and down direction. You will be doing the practice in your detailed course. One thing I would like to just mention here, the course which we are conducting, even though on Saturday, Sunday, 6 hours on Saturday, 6 hours on Sunday, you are given good lot of exercises which you need to do on all the 5 working days. Our contribution is only 30%. And to get the knowledge of signaling, your contribution shall be 70%. More you do the practice, more you learn. More you do the practice, more expert you become. So we have planned the course in such a fashion that on every Sunday evening, you will be given an exercise which you will be sharing with the instructors, consultants, faculty members who will discuss with you, and he will come back before next Saturday, Sunday. That is how the course is planned. why this numbering is given odd and even, to which signals I need to give, of which signal I need to give even number, odd number. And if you see these shunt signals, this is a symbol of shunt signals. How these shunt signals to be numbered? Why should I number 51, 53, and 52 here? All these aspects we'll be learning in the detailed course. A crossover point, which is having two different ends, are numbered as A and B. There are two different equipments to operate this point called as point machines. There is one point machine at 101 A end and 101 B end. It does not mean that they work independently. No, they will not be working independently. They will be working coherently. If the 101 point is in a particular portion, for example, normal, 101 B also should be normal. They work together. If both are synchronizing each other, it is not that they are independent. Even though the functions are operated independently, but they are coordinating as per their position is concerned. It is just like your house, which is having two doors. If you say door is closed, you need to close both the doors. Both the parts of the doors you need to close. Then only a door can be declared as closed. If the door is open, you need to open both the doors. In that fashion, even though there are two different ends here, they will be working in coordination. So there are four main points and crossings. They are called as crossover points, and there is one siding crossover point here, which will be working with the locally operated point, which we will be learning in the our detailed course. You can see here some vertical lines, which Mr. Solomon was mentioning yesterday as track detecting devices. Here we have used the track circuits. Track circuit is a very wonderful device which was invented way back in 1890, 1900. Till today we use it. The safest system to detect the presence of the tape. We will be using it. Why so many track circuits are there, that we'll be discussing in our detailed course. Now, as far as principles of interlocking is concerned, in today's session, the configuration engineering is concerned. This much is enough for us, based on which we'll discuss how the configuration engineering is working. This is the panel we have seen. Now, a, a question will come here of route, or what you decide where you want to go, how the route. As a common man, we decide ourselves and we go, we follow the traffic rules, we follow the traffic signals, and we drive safely, we reach our destination. But on other day, the president of India was here at Ahmedabad. I'm at Ahmedabad, so I have taken the example of Ahmedabad. So the president of India was to come to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport and the domestic airport, and he was to come to Gandhinagar, which is around 20 kilometers away from airport, to Raj Bhavan. Raj Bhavan is in Gandhinagar. In fact, I was staying in Gandhinagar, somewhere here. Recently, I have moved to Ahmedabad, maybe 2 days back. Now, as the president is coming, the first person of the country in India, we need to give more security, more safety. Before he comes, the protocol officers, the government officials, all the concerned officials will decide what is the route on which he will travel to Raj Bhavan from the airport. There are so many bylines here. You can see here there are so many roads coming and joining the main road. So this is the path on which he is supposed to travel and reach the Raj Bhavan. All these roads are there where the normal traffic people will be crisscrossing. Especially this is the very busy road. This is very busy road. This is the very busy road. So all these roads are very, very busy roads in Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar. So as we need to give very high security for President of India, the concerned authorities will decide the route, and the moment the plane lands at the airport, They will block all these roads. No traffic should now interfere with the route on which President is going to travel. They block all the roads. All the police people will be standing and they will be blocking everything. And the President of India will travel from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Airport. He will go to Rajbhavan. Till he passes a particular road, all the roads will be blocked. This is called as a route for President of India. Now, for the railway, when I'm receiving a train, the passengers in the train or the train for me is a very important train, equally like what I'm defining. So before I'm receiving a train, I need to define a route on which route a train is expected to be received. For this, there are different components in the signaling yard. Let us study here what are the different components in the signaling yard. We have the point first. Point is having a very wonderful definition. If you refer the Oxford Dictionary, point is having around 24 definitions. Could you catch my point? That is one definition. The lawyer was arguing on a particular point in the court. That is another definition. The point is the central place of the circle. That's the point. The teacher drew many points on the blackboard, a dots. Another definition. One of the definition of the point is the place where a train gets diverted on the railway track. I repeat, the place where a train gets diverted on a railway track is called as point. As you see here, two rails are moving and they are synchronizing themselves. Both together they are moving. Simultaneously they are moving. So that I can receive a train on the straight route or I can divert a train from main route towards the right hand side. I can divert a route. So this is the place where it is called as a point. And wherever there is a point, there are two different routes. One, a straight route, which a train can travel like this, or a train will get diverted. Anyway, each point will have two paths. And we call it as normal and reverse. I will come to that, what you mean by normal, what you mean by reverse. And as you know here, this is the only moving part on the railway track. Now what you can see here, which are called as switch rails or trunk rails, are only the moving part on the railway track. Other than that, no rails will be moving. We'll go here. Now this is how a point is diverting a train. A main line to loop line, loop line to main line. A train can be diverted based on the setting of the point. It is up to me to set a point because I am the operator, I am the person who is deciding where the train to come. Accordingly, I will decide where the point should be set, to which route the point should be set. As for the President of India, the route was set by the protocol officers. Here, the station master is setting on which route a train has to come, either on the straight route or on a diverted route. Various parts of the points are shown here. Don't worry about it. You only look at the directions, on what directions a point to be set, where, when a train to be guided. What we have to take out from here, we need to take the point is a moving part, having a moving part called as a stock rail or a tongue rail. And the point needs to be set either in the normal position or in the reverse position to receive a train either on main line or on the loop line respectively. That much information is quite enough here. The other function is a level crossing gate. Level crossing gates are available maybe within the station or outside the station in the block section. But wherever they are available, wherever there is a good traffic of road traffic or a heavy traffic of the trains, we need to ensure safety to the passengers so that we are interlocking it. So this is another function in the level in the station. Apart from the signals, main signals, subsidiary signals, and now we have seen the points, we have also seen the level crossing gate. And we have also seen the signals, the components of the signals. We have learned what is the meaning of the signals in yesterday classes, whether it is a stop signal or a caution signal or attention or clear. We have studied all these aspects yesterday. Coming next, now coming to the principles of interlocking. Before that, somebody asked the question yesterday, interlocking. Can I know whether today is available? Can you tell hi on the chat box, please? The person who asked me what you mean by interlocking. The person who asked yesterday what is interlocking. Yeah, good. This is Abhay Damke. Very good question. Good, Akshay. Kusha Akshay. Interlocking. A very, very simple word. We do use interlocking in our day-to-day activities, day in and day out. Where we use it? When your children, maybe about 10, 12 years old, your parents will decide to take you for a outing, maybe a week or so. And as usual, you need to lock all the house and travel. Before traveling, your mother is very careful. So she has some ornaments, valuable ornaments and other things in the house. Generally, they will be kept in the almirah. The almirah will be in the bedroom. Almirah will have its own locker with all the configuration of the key and all those things. So she will put all the ornaments, valuable ornaments in the locker, lock it. Then she will disturb the configuration. Now she will lock the almirah. After locking the almirah, she will keep that keys below the pillows of the bedroom. Now she will lock the bedroom door. Once she locks the bedroom door, the key of the bedroom door, she will bring it to kitchen where there is a dal dabba. In the dal dabba, she will put it. She only knows which dal. Because there's the urud dal, there's the chana dal, there's turad dal, moong dal, all the dals are there, 4, 5 dals. She only will be knowing in which dal she is keeping it. Fine. She has kept the key in a dal dabba. Then she will close the kitchen. The kitchen key she will keep in the water, in the flower vase in the hall, and which is full of sand and all those things. It will be difficult for a person to visualize also like that. She will keep it. Now it is the turn of closing the main door. Now she will close the main door. After closing the main door, she will lock it. Then the keys she will keep herself. She will not give to husband. Generally, husbands are forgetting nature people. They will go somewhere, look at something, they will forget as usual. So ladies will generally keep the keys with them in their vanity bag, which is having around 50 pockets. And all the 50 pockets will be having some another 10 each sub pockets. So when a phone rings, generally, you will never get a reply for first call. You need to call them about 5 or 6 times because they take time to search where exactly they have kept the phone. That's the general practice. It's okay, no problem. Now coming to the interlocking again, you will go for a holiday for a week. You will come back. After coming back, now to reach that ornaments, first your mother will open the main door. She will take out the kitchen key from the flower vase. She will take out the key from the dal dabba. She will open the bedroom, take out the key from the below the bed, from the below the pillows, open the almirah. Then she will configure and open the locker. In whichever fashion she has locked while going, in the reverse order, now she will unlock it. It is a sequence. She has come in the sequential way while locking it. She has come in the sequential way while unlocking it. That is interlocking. The interlocking is nothing but a sequential operation of the functions before the signal is taken off. I repeat, a sequential operations of the function before a signal is taken off. What are the functions? We have seen the functions here, the signal, the points, the level crossing gauge, the track detecting devices. These are the functions. So configuring all these functions, we will now evolve an interlocking system, the principles of interlocking, the essentials of interlocking. Only four essentials or four rules, which controls the signaling system across the globe in any country, including the metro technology, present high technology. The wonderful principles drafted by the signal engineers maybe about 150 years back. Now, probably by 1840, now by another one decade, we'll be completing 200 years. So the 200 years back, they have configured it. You can really imagine how they planned it, how they configured it, how they penned all this interlocking. Till today, we are using it. Now let us see here, what is this principles of interlocking? सर जल्दी बताओ कितने कितना उसको डिस्क्राइब कर रहे हो क्या है चार fortunately somebody has not given the message to me. Better to tell sir early. Today Valentine's Day, we have some dating, we wanted to go out and we are already having some program in the evening. Better to complete. Okay sir, let me complete, no problem. So the first rule says, in the simple way I have told, route setting. As you saw, for the precedent travel, we have set a route. In the same fashion, for a train, I need to set a route. On which route I am taking a train. It is decided by the point setting, as you know. You will be learning more in detail in the designer's course. What is the exact definition of the first rule, and which generally as a signal designer or a signal engineer, we need to bear it as it is. How it is defined in the signal engineering manual, we need to bear it. The route setting ensures the route is set for a train before a signal is taken off. How many points are there? How many track circuits are there? How many level crossing gates are there? All these things to be in the safe position before I am deciding a route and taking off the signal. As you are opening the locker at the end, before that you have unlocked so many keys in the same fashion before a signal is taken off, because based on the signal now the driver is traveling. We are ensuring the driver the safety through the signal. Before a safety information is conveyed to the driver, I need to ensure all the functions are in the correct position, in the required position. That is called as route setting. Route setting ensures the conditions to be satisfied before a signal is taken off. Fine. Now the President of India is coming. Route is set. President of India got down from the flight and he boarded the car in the at the airport. He is about to start. Can we allow the traffic to now flow as usual? No. Till he reaches Raj Bhavan, the traffic will not be allowed on the road. In the same fashion, the second rule says the route to be maintained. I need to maintain the route till the train travels the complete route. So the second rule will maintain it. The first rule satisfies the conditions to take off a signal. The second rule maintains as long as the signal is in off position. What do you mean by signal in off position? Signal either red or green. तेरी प्यारी प्यारी सूरत को जरा आवाज बंद कर दो यार, म्यूट करो. Kindly mute. Redmi 9 power. Kindly mute. You can talk to your family members, I don't mind. But if you kindly mute, that is better. It will not be disturbing the classes. So the second rule maintains the route. Till the signal is in off position, either in yellow or double yellow or green, whatever it is, which is called as off position, the route has to be maintained. Kindly understand this rule here. I will be referring it again in the third part, in the next part. Till the signal is off, the route is maintained. I will be referring the same sentence again as I go further. Kindly remember it. Next. As we have logged all the different roads which are coming to the main path where the president is to travel, I need to log the signals which are leading the different trains, other trains, the same route. I need to ensure the signals, all the conflicting signals. Conflicting signal means which may result into unsafe conditions. I will be giving examples here. So once, kindly mute yourself, please. Kindly mute yourself. Neha, kindly mute yourself. Okay. So when all the signals with respect to the route we have planned, it needs to be logged. Sir, if a filament of a signal is failed, that is, it becomes become en route, is maintained or not in this condition? Very good question. अब्दुल साहब अहमद साहब, ये तो हम अभी लोअर केजी में है यार, आप तो ग्रेजुएशन का क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया. अभी हमने लोअर स्टैंडर्ड में पढ़ रहे हैं, ABCD पढ़ रहे हैं, आपने तो शेक्सपियर का पोएट्री पूछ रहे हैं. आगे चल के पढ़ेंगे, नो प्रॉब्लम. आगे चलकर इसके बारे में देखेंगे. However, now I will not discuss about this. We'll learn that, no problem. But good question, very good question. I appreciate your knowledge. Okay. Now, locking of conflicting signal is the third rule of the railway signaling. Principles of interlocking. Fourth rule, locking of conflicting points. As Mr. Solomon was mentioning yesterday, ensuring the isolation. We need to ensure the isolation here, locking of conflicting points. So these are the four rules which are to be satisfied as for any signaling system. It can be semaphore signaling system, it can be color light signaling system, it can be automatic signaling system, it can be a metro technology, even in hyperloop, bullet trains, whatever may be the train services, irrespective of the train services, we need to satisfy these four rules. You may add some more safety aspect, but definitely not to delete one of them. If any doubts at this stage, you can put in the chat box. I will go further. Okay. And road ahead is free. Who will tell me the road ahead is free? The track circuit or the track detecting devices will tell me the road ahead is free. So these are the conditions I need to maintain, the principles I need to maintain for any signaling system. The route setting is achieved by setting the points and locking them. It is not that only closing the door. I need to lock the door also. So the route setting is ensured by setting the points in the required position, either in the normal or in the reverse, and lock it. Route maintaining means till the signal is off. Till the signal is off, whichever route you have defined, that route has to be maintained. It is not that just before taking off the signal, you have satisfied the condition. Once the signal is taken off the condition, अरे चलो यार जिसको जैसे मर्जी चाहिए वहां घूमो. No, till the present car travels, I need to maintain the traffic. Locking of conflicting signals leading to the same road. Different signals may be leading to the same road, same path. We will lock it. As you have seen in the animation, we have locked all the signals there. All the signals are, the traffic signals are kept red. The conflicting signals to avoid unintentional movements and isolation has to be ensured. For that, we'll maintain all the points in the isolation point in the normal position. Track ahead is free to ensure that in the path of a train, there are no other trains. That is called as how to prove. That is ensured by the track detecting devices. It can be a track circuit, it can be an axle counter, or it can be audio frequency track circuit, whatever system we use. The purpose of all those three is to ensure that there are no trains in the given path. Okay. So this is the same signaling plan, same signaling number. Now let us define here. I want to take a train for a particular route. Who will decide? The station master will decide. Yeah, there is one question, doubt. I'm happy that people are asking the doubt. Sir, what if any other object other than a train in the track? Mm, Other object means, for example, Likesh V. Prabhu. Prabhu, बोलिए. Like trolley. Okay, good. What trolley? No, but question is asked by somebody, answered is somebody, answered somebody. Are you having two names, Prabhu? Question is asked by Prabhu and answered by Srinath. अच्छा प्रभु का अलग अलग नाम भी हो सकता है. हाँ प्रभु बोलो. Yeah, Prabhu, tell me what object you want. Srinath has told trolley, but probably you may be having something in mind. Can you type please, Prabhu? What object you are looking at? Then maybe a person or any hurdles. Person, no, I will not detect. How about hurdles? Which hurdles? What type of hurdles? You can unmute and talk, no problem. Prabhu, you can unmute and talk. There may be a person or hurdles can track circuit detect any obstacles other than a train. Track shouting. Who? Samir. अरे प्रभु का इतना नाम हो गया क्या? एक तो सेनाथ हो गया, एक तो समीर हो गया, एक तो ओंकार हो गया, पर बहुत नाम है यार. ठीक है. Yeah. As when you discuss the track circuit or track detecting devices, that time you will come to know any object which is shorting both the rails. Maybe a crowbar also, no problem. Even I have seen way back in 85, 90s, when a snake was crossing across the track, the signal used to fail. The snake was shorting the track. whichever object conducting the current between the two rails of the track, if that object is available, even a small wire will do. If the small wire, a thin wire shorting both the rails, signals cannot be taken off. But at the same time, if there is a person, first question, how the person has come there. Crossing a railway track is an offense, unauthorized operation, unauthorized crossing. However, in India, every activities from morning to evening will be done only on the railway track. That is different. But crossing a railway track is a offense. You should not cross a railway track to rule out the human being. Second question comes a trolley. Somebody has put the trolley. Correct. There are two types of trolleys. One trolley is called as insulated trolley, insulated push trolley. As the name indicates, it is an insulated trolley. It can be lifted immediately from the track the moment the guys see it. By two people, it can be lifted. The wheels are insulated, the axle is insulated, two rails will not get shorted. Another type of trolley is push trolley. Motor trolley. Motor trolley is heavy. It has to be lifted by minimum about 5 to 6 people. So that trolley is treated as a train. The motor trolley is treated as a train which is not having any insulation. Signal cannot be taken off if there is a motor trolley in the complete path of the train. Not only path of the train, but also in the overlap. And other hurdles, what will be the signal aspect if the point is not set, but it gives false indication? Correct. We'll discuss that. I'll be coming to that. No problem. That is also a good question. Sarup has asked a good question. Samir has given a very good answer also. And Prabhu has asked good questions here. So whatever obstacles, whatever equipment or whatever part which is shorting both the track, both the reels of a track, signal cannot be taken off. And if it is taken off, it flies back to danger. Fine. Now the next question is Sarup, who has asked if the point is not setting. As you are not able to lock your house door when the notch and the bolt are not coinciding, you will not be able to ensure a privacy for you. In the same fashion, when the point is not set, any point, there may be about 20 points in the route of a train. If any one point is not set correctly, signals cannot be taken off. That exactly now what you are seeing now, what you are learning in the route setting. I really appreciate the interest of the people. Even though they are learning in the first standard, they wanted to know the topics of the graduation. Very good, excellent. I appreciate your interest here. Means, sir, the connection in railway track is just like the vertical connections broadband in electronics. Not exactly broadband. It is a DC current. It's a DC current which is flowing here. I'll just show you here. I will just draw the line. So this is one rail. This is another rail. And as I'm giving a current, the current should not go beyond my limit. I am keeping a insulation joint. Yesterday, Mr. Solomon was discussing about that. To one rail, I will give a positive supply. I mean breadboard circuit. I'm not sure what is breadboard circuit. I'm not an electronic engineer. You please see here. So one rail is connected with a positive polarity, other rail is connected with a negative polarity, maybe about 2 volts, not very high volt. At the other part of the rail track, where track circuit is there, I will collect a relay, a electromagnetic function equipment relay. And when there is no any short here or any rails are clear, track is clear, the positive flows from positive rail to go to relay coil and comes back to negative. Exactly what yesterday Mr. Solomon was explaining. And this is how the track relay energizes. The front contact of the relay I will use for the information that track is clear. Now, if these rails are otherwise shorted, generally we expect that a train, an axle will be shorting it, which is having two rails. So naturally, this being the less resistance, a easy path for the current. Now the current will bypass the relay and come back here. The relay will drop, de-energize, giving me the information that the track is occupied. A very simple theory of the track circuit. Now, this shorting, it cannot be done by the human being. Human being is having a resistance of minimum 25 ohms. So it is not possible by human being, even if it touches two rails. Push trolley, a insulated push trolley which is having insulation will not short these two rails. Motor trolley, yes, it will short. A train will short. A simple wire is otherwise put here. Yeah, now it's a shorted. Track relay will drop. But remember, it is called as a fail-safe system. Yesterday, what Mr. Sorban was saying, the system will fail, but it is on the safer side. What do you mean by fail-safe system? What do you mean by fail-safe means? The fail-safe means, suppose if it is unsafe side failure, I'll just put as unsafe side failure. What is unsafe side failure? Keeping a train here, if I am able to take off a signal, that is unsafe. Remember, keeping a train here, if I am able to take off a signal or putting a point here which is not set correctly, no information is available, no indication is available. At that time, if I take off a signal, it is dangerous, hazardous. It is a big accident, causing a big accident. Now, what is fail-safe failure? Without any train here, or with a train here also, without any train here, if I'm not able to take off signal, no problem, it is safe for me, train will not come. Conditions are not, conditions, all conditions are prevailing, all conditions are okay for me. Still, I'm not able to take off a signal. Galaxy J4, please. కొంచెం మ్యూట్ పట్టంగా కొంచెం మ్యూట్. You can talk yourself, but kindly mute yourself. That is better. Okay. So that is how the fail safe. Even though the conditions are prevailing to take off a signal, but still the signal has failed, no problem. No train will come. But the conditions are not prevailing. At that time, if I am taking a signal which is dangerous, that is unsafe side failure. The signaling systems are designed for fail safe. They may fail. Signaling system may fail, but it is on the safer side. No problem. Train will not come. When accident will happen, accidents will happen when the train rolls in. You prevent the train rolling in. No problem. That is how the fail-safe system is working. So as we discuss further, you will be having more clarity, Mr. Kshitij Goyal. Kshitij Goyal is really wonderful. He is asking many questions. I appreciate. This should be an interactive session, is it not? So then only we will have maza. If I am giving like Harikate, I'm giving some kahani, Satyanarayana katha I'm writing. Same Kalavati, same Mayavati, all the people will come. And everybody will be sitting, investigating, listening. They might have understood about 100 times, no problem. It is same, but not the track circuit contains the one positive and track is negative. Then make short of these two tracks. Okay, okay. Wokar also has given correct answer. Good. Now going ahead. Going ahead now, we'll see the route setting. What I mean by route setting? Route setting, I wanted to now take a train on the main line. What is the route of a train? There is another terminology here. What is the route of a train? This is the permissive signal, no problem. Always it is yellow only. So driver will pass it. Now he will come to a stop signal. If this stop signal is taken off, up to where a train can travel is called as a route of a train, limit of movement of authority. that will carry a very important aspect in the signaling. Route of a train or limit of movement of authority. If any signal is taken off, the route is up to the next signal. So now I intend to take a train on this main line up to starter. Plus, so this is called as a route of a train. Plus, in the route of a train, I come across a point, 101 point, which has to be normal. It is set in normal, locked in normal, detected in the normal. If any one of three is not otherwise correct, signal cannot be taken off. I need to set it correctly without any gap. I need to lock it, not to operate it by mistake. And also I need to detect, yes, it is in the normal position. What do you mean by detection? Detection means a electrical connection which will ensure the point is in normal. Many of you might have traveled by AC 2-tier or AC 3-tier or AC first class or by flight. You will have an indication for the washrooms, whether it occupied or clear, occupied or free. That indications are controlled through a knob inside the washroom. As you close the door, the contact is closed and the occupied indication will be visible outside. So that is how it is called as detection. How we can say about point is the normal or reverse? That exactly now I'm trying to explain. It is a detection, Mr. Patel. It is a detection which comes. More in detail, kindly attend the course. Now the point will be normal. There is some equipment which will make some connections. Through that connection, I will pick up a relay, which will tell me, yes, the point is normal. I want 101 point in normal. Now I also want point number 103 also normal. This is in the root of it. Now, yesterday we have seen the overlaps, a signal overlap. Even though the route is up to the starter, but I need to consider the overlap also. The rule says it shall not be possible to take off any signal, fixed signal or running signal unless all the points are set, including isolation, all the facing points are locked, all the level crossing gates are closed, not only in the route of a train, but also in the overlap. Unless the point in the overlap number 3 is set. Mr. Biswa Pratap, you can put your question or you can speak, I don't mind. 107 is normal, 106 is normal, which are in the overlap. I cannot take off the signal. Apart from this, the level crossing gate, which is the route of a train, is closed. Plus, the signal is taken off. Then only a signal can be taken off. Unless these conditions are met, that is the first rule. The first rule says that unless the points in the route and overlap are set, locked, and detected, level crossing gates are closed in the route and overlap, all the tracks are free in the route and overlap, signal cannot be taken off. Sir, it is possible that overlap is not applied by system, route is set and signal is taken off with caution? No, I have taken off the caution here now. Ahmad bhai, I have taken off the caution signal. This being the reception signal, I need to ensure overlap. The overlaps are for reception signals. No other signal is having overlap. For example, if I am taking the starter, this mainline starter, the route is up to advanced starter. No overlap is necessary. Overlap is connected with the speed of the train. When the train is approaching a signal with high speed from the block section, I need to consider the overlap because reasons, whatever were mentioned yesterday, due to that reason, the train may not stop at the starter. For that purpose, I need to maintain the overlap. I need to satisfy the overlap. For other signals, the train is starting from here, no problem. It is with the zero speed it is starting. I can give only the route, no overlap is necessary. So we are guided by some rules called as general rules and subsidiary rules of Indian Railway, where the reception signals has to be ensured with the overlaps. No other signals are necessary. That is the reason we are not ensuring. If the overlap is not ensured, signal cannot assume off aspect, that is caution aspect. Right. Now next comes, this is the another route. What happens if electrical connection operating the point breaks? Then we cannot set the route. Very simple, very simple question. We cannot take off the signal. The conditions to be maintained. First, the conditions to be satisfied. The conditions also to be maintained till the signal is off. If any conditions are broken, so the signal will fly back to danger. How it is flying back to danger? You will be designing it. You have to decide these are the rules. I need to achieve it somewhere. That you will study in when you attend the detailed course. Attend the detailed course. I really appreciate you people's interest. I sincerely request all of you to kindly attend it so that you can enhance your knowledge. Signaling field is such a field. We had a recession in 2000. We had a recession in 2010. We also had a recession in 2020. Every 10th year, every decade, we are having a recession in the industries where many people are let off. They are without a job. But not even a single signaling company across the globe has let off their people. Nobody. Still, I am posting, you might have seen my LinkedIn posting. There are vacancies, there are requirement of the signal engineers, signal designers, signal engineering, or that for that matter, any engineering in the railways, maybe civil engineering, track related to track, maybe electrical OHC engineers, maybe signal engineers or telecommunication engineers are required today, tomorrow, always. No recession here. It is because there are some policies with the railways, not only in India but also in other countries, that we need to change the system periodically. As such, we know we need to go with the new systems. For that purpose, we require manpower. So please see that you acquire the knowledge, more the knowledge, more you get the value. Please do not stop where you are. Add the values. If one person to be retained out of 10 people, the company people should think to remove you twice because you have additional knowledge, additional value. Add values to your qualification. Do not stop. Your reading, your studying, and acquiring the additional knowledge. It will not go waste. So I request, I advise everybody kindly attend the detailed courses and be a signal engineer, a design engineer, so that or field engineers, whatever it is. So that we are now starting on 20th next Saturday the designers course, and in the month of March we are rolling out the certificate course, which can be attended by any person. The designers course, people already involved with the designing or who wanted to become designers, they can attend that. Certificate course is in general. People even they wanted to have a high knowledge, they can attend that, no problem. So good question, good interaction. I appreciate really. Fine. Today's people, maybe about 70 plus people having a good interaction. So now I'm receiving a train on this loop line. The route is set for road 1 loop line. What are the points I want here? I want, as usual, point number 107 normal. Then only the train will travel from 107 to 106. I want 106 reverse. I want to divert the train now. I want a siding point which has to be kept isolated in the normal. Then I want now point number 101 where it is not in the route but in the overlap. I want this point also in the normal because in the overlap. Then only I can take off the signal. First, I need to give the route, then only I can take off the signal. और एक घंटी बज गई. Dear sir, yes Javed ji, currently I am in KSA. Can you please provide me this 2 day session? What is that KSA? Karnataka State Authority or what it is? What is this KSA? Anyway, okay. Whoever he have registered for Saudi Arabia, no problem. Whoever he has registered for this course, we are sharing the video recording, no problem. And Azim, with this Javed Saiji, we are here to serve you. Don't worry. Even if you are in UAE or in Saudi Arabia, if you want a training for your people or your company people, we are here. बंदा हाजिर है आपके लिए. Don't worry. आप कभी भी बुलाइए, कभी भी कॉल कीजिए. We are I'll be available and we can definitely support you. You can also write the mail to me. Yeah, you can write a mail to me for any queries, for any videos. This is my mail ID of the Railway Academy. You can note down people who are interested. You can contact me for any time, at any time, for any other training purposes or for other any support. Or if you have any doubt, personal doubt about signaling, kindly mail me. I will answer to that. No charges. For training, we may charge, but for your clearing the doubt, I'm here to teach. I'm here to spread the knowledge. Don't worry. I will not charge you anything if you have any personal questions. But don't ask me today is Valentine's Day, sir. I would like to have a girlfriend. Can you suggest a girlfriend? Don't ask me that question. Sir, what are all the relays used to interlock a route? अरे यार ये तो बहुत PhD का ये तो PhD का question हो गया श्रीनाथ. You need to attend the detailed course. I strongly recommend for you to attend the detailed course, Mr. Srinath. Good. Sir, please go through. It is being told that many times circuit. Correct. I agree with you. Fine. Now the route has to be maintained till the signal is in off condition. As the signal route is set here, and including the overlap, till the signal is off, I need to maintain the route. I should not alter the route. That is, I need to ensure in my system. That is done in the system, and as you go further, you'll be learning more in detail about that. Okay. Now we go further. This is called as a simultaneous reception. For that purpose, only the sanctums are provided. As I was mentioning yesterday, the sanctums can be used for the purpose of signal overlap. When I set a route here, I will set a overlap towards the sanctum. When I set a route on this, I will set a overlap towards the sanctum. I can receive two different trains, even though they are in opposite direction, but they will not collide each other. They are not conflicting signals. I can receive two trains simultaneously, which is called as simultaneous reception. That is a facility provided in stations to deal more train services. Now coming to the conflicting signals as such. Okay, now this route I am taking a signal for loop plan. Once I have taken off the signal for this, let us understand now what are the conflicting signals or route which should be now kept at danger with respect to this route. Remember, it is with respect to this route, which route I need to cross. I need to lock, I need to ensure which are at danger. So these are the signals, all the signals are available, out of which signal I need to keep, I need to maintain at danger. These are the signals I need to maintain at danger. I cannot take off them. They are called as conflicting signals. This is the main signal. This is a subsidiary signal, a calling on signal, should be maintained at normal. Advanced starter should be kept at danger. This loopline starter should be kept at danger. Mainline starter to be kept at danger. Loopline starter to be kept at danger. This shunt signal also should be kept at danger so that I cannot make a movement here or here. Here it is permitted. No problem. You will study more in detail when you come further. But see here, this will be maintained at danger. This also will be these will be maintained. This will not be touched because once this train comes, I can send another train receiving a train here. So these are concepts. This is a very important topic in the principles of interlocking. Which signal has to be defined as a conflicting signal? How to lock them? So this is the important concept. When you attend the course, you will study more in detail. So these are called as conflicting signals, which we need to lock. We need to ensure they are at danger when a signal is taken off. A particular signal is taken off. Right. Now I'm showing a small durha here. Now it is 11:20, guys. Let us just take a break and come back. 11:20, we'll assemble at 11:30. 10 minutes gap I will give you. Come back at 11:30. We'll continue further. And you can ask any doubts at that time, then we'll continue further. Welcome back. Welcome back to the session. The first part and second. What is the suggestion to know the system of working of Indian Railways pertaining to signaling? Because all the circuits depend on how we run the system, right? What is the suggestion? What suggestion you want here, Bharadwaj? What are all the relays used to interlock a route? What sequence is followed by these relays? Probably by attending the course in detail, you will be able to understand that. Bharadwaj has asked a question is, sir, what is your suggestion to know the system of working of Indian Railways pertaining to signaling? Because all the circuits depends on how we run the systems, right? Correct. Need to attend the detailed course. So all of you are having a very good interest. I really advise all of you to read, go through, and run. What documents to read, sir? Documents. By reading the documents, the signaling topic cannot be learned. We need to attend the class, and it has to be taught by a trainer. Then it will be easy to understand because the concept has to be understood here. That is the reason signaling topic, like any other topics like physics, history, geography, or like that, it cannot be learned. We need to attend the training, which has to be taught as a concept as such. So conceptually, it is better to learn it so that you will understand it. By reading the books, you will not understand. We can recommend the book for you, but however, it will not suffice your purpose. To the designing course certificate will provide or not? Yes, we provide the certificate after attending the assessment. There are two assessments here. Part one, each module, so there are four modules. Each module will have a assessment. Based on the assessment, after passing with minimum 60%, you will be provided with the certificate. Okay, we'll go further. In one of the class, when I was taking for the last batch, one guy, somehow he became very close to me and he was residing in Ahmedabad. So he decided to get married. Having attended the certificate course, he was sure that he will get a job as a signal designer, a signal engineer with a lump sum salary. He decided to get married. Mr. Rahul, he invited us to the marriage. So before the marriage, naturally, they will see the girl. And this was the girl, a very beautiful girl. He liked that girl. And he said, even if I'm marrying in this uh, Janma, I will get only this girl married. So after 1 month of his engagement, the marriage day was fixed in Ahmedabad. We went, all of us who were available nearby Ahmedabad, we went to his marriage. After going to marriage, this was the girl came for the marriage. And now you can see the fate of Rahul. If you are in his place, will you marry this? No, not at all. Hence, the Rahul decided, no, no, let us not marry this girl. The girl shown was somebody else, and this girl is somebody else. This concept is known as root holding in the signaling. We'll now come to the root holding. What is the root holding? In the earlier slides, I was mentioning that till the signal is off, the conditions to be maintained. I refer now, what is the till the signal is off? The rule says the conditions to be maintained until the signal is taken off. The second rule says that the conditions to be maintained till the signal is in off position. Now, as soon as the train passes the signal, the home signal will go back to danger automatically. Once it goes to danger automatically, the interlocking ceases. No interlocking will be maintained. Even though the signal has gone back to danger, the principles of interlocking will not support to maintain the route. We need to have a separate arrangement for route holding. What is the route holding? You have set point number 101 in normal, 103 in reverse, plus all the track circuits are free. All those conditions are maintained till this train travels a complete route and comes and stops near the starter number 7. That is called as the route holding. So this route holding is a separate system by itself, which has to be maintained, which has to be achieved by a signaling system. You will be learning more in detail what are things by which we can hold the route. Yesterday, Mr. Solomon was mentioning about various lockings provided on the signal, like approach locking, indication locking, back locking, track locking. All those lockings are the arrangement by which the route holding is achieved. And the route holding is the topic by itself, which will be taught in the detailed class. The route ahead is free or of any vehicles will be proved by the track circuits. The train track detecting devices, maybe an axle counter, maybe a track circuit, maybe an audio frequency track circuit. All these track circuits should be free before a signal is taken off. For example, if I am taking the train for main line, all this track till the route plus the tracks in the overlap also should be free of any train, including the motor trolley. Unless they are free, not occupied by any vehicle, the signal cannot be taken off. Then only the signal can be taken off. This is how the principles of interlocking are designed. They are the requirement to take off the signal, to maintain the route, and to ensure the track is free of any vehicle. They are the requirements. The system engineering, which we'll be studying, application engineering, which we'll be studying more in detail, or what was dealt yesterday by Mr. Solomon, will define you, will guide you, will give the details of how these requirements are achieved, how these requirements are satisfied in the signaling system. Maybe a mechanical signaling, maybe an electrical signaling, maybe a relay interlocking, maybe electronic interlocking, or maybe any type of interlocking, including the metro, how these are maintained. Sir, after train arrived at a destination, for example, from 1A to loop line, after that isolation, point change its direction, its self itself, or it holding previous direction. It has to be changed. I mean, you can put off your mic, Mr. Ahmad bhai. If you can put off your speaker, this double voice will not be there. So, a operator needs to operate it. It will not change automatically because all the functions are controlled by the operator, the station master. As per his wish, for the next moment, he needs to set the point. It will not come automatically to normal any point, either in the route or in the overlap or in the isolation. No point will operate automatically unless otherwise they are operated by the operator for the next moment. Once this purpose is over, the train has come and stopped here near the start number 3. The purpose of taking of the signal is completed. Then we can go to operate, take the another movement. Next movement can be initiated. सर ने कहा सर ने कहा अप्रैल में होगा करके. क्या अप्रैल में होगा करके? I could not follow. What is that अप्रैल में होगा करके? Akshay, can you go more in detail, please? What is that अप्रैल में होगा करके? Anyway, meantime, as he's typing, let us go further. Yesterday we have discussed about why stations. I have given an example that the train is starting from Hyderabad and it is reaching Delhi to cover a distance of about 2,500 kilometers. At the rate of 1,100 kilometers per hour, it takes about 25 hours. Till that 25 hours, we will not be able to deal any other train. We will not be able to send another train from Hyderabad or from New Delhi till the first train reaches to New Delhi, because we don't know where it is. To augment more trains, to run more number of trains, we introduce the stations. And we have seen different stations. These are the different stations. Now we are going to study about the block system. What is the block system? How it operates? Absolute block system, and also the automatic block system. Whatever I was mentioning yesterday, how it is checked. This is called as block section. The distance between two adjacent stations is called as a block section. Maybe about 8 to 10 kilometers ideally. It can be around 3-4 kilometers, or it can be a distance of 30 kilometers. Depending upon our requirement, the block stations, the stations are located to run more number of trains on the single line or on double line. Now, how to deal the trains in this block section, which is not having any signaling system, which is also called as a dark territory. We are coming to know block system. The block system is an area, a system which ensures running of the train between two stations. Whatever signals we have studied till now, reception signals, dispatch signals, main signals, subsidiary signals, are confined to a station A and station B. They are confined to these stations. They are within the stations. They are dealing the movement of train, receiving a train, dispatching a train within that station area. Now the block system is again another topic which will ensure to run the train between two stations. We will study about the block systems. Let me show one small video here. This is the video. Just see this video. Okay, I have muted Mr. Mohan Ranjan. You can see this video here. After seeing this video, I will explain. Mr. Mohan Ranjan, kindly mute, please. Okay. See this video. See the video, then I will explain it. Yeah, observe it once again. You can see a pouch, a equipment in the person who is standing by the side of the track. You see here, he is handing over the circle, a cane circle called as line clear pouch, to the driver of the train, irrespective of the speed he is traveling. Again, one more question. Token block instrument working. So he is handing over this token. He is handing this line clear pouch, a cane ring, like a tennis racket. He is handing over to the driver. Driver will pick up this pouch from the running train, irrespective of the speed of the train. It can be 100 kilometers per hour speed. He picks it up. And the person will be handing it to her, irrespective of any climatic condition, day, night, rainy season, whatever may be the condition, he is handing over. What is this? This is called as an authority for the driver to enter the block section. So the block system will ensure that one train at a time. It is called as space interval. The particular space of 10 kilometers is reserved for one train, either from A to B or B to A, whatever it is. Only one train is permitted there. So that is ensured by block system. And on the Indian Railways, we ensure it by absolute block system, where the driver requires an authority to enter the block section. This authority cannot be muzubani, that is, it cannot be told verbally to the driver, अरे यार ठीक है सभी है ठीक है तुम निकलो अगले स्टेशन को जाओ. No, it has to be an authenticated authority ensuring that the line is clear for you. No other trains are there. It is absolutely clear for you. You can go to the next station. So the block system, Indian Railways, we are using absolute block system, which is adapted on Indian Railways on single line or on double line. Again, on single line, we have a token working. What you are now seeing is a token. The line clear pouch, what you saw, a tennis racket type instrument, which is a carrier. It carries a token along with it. A token will be tied up, which is extracted from the block instrument. That token can be extracted only when the conditions are satisfied. What are the conditions satisfied? We will see in the next slide. So once the token is extracted from there, I need to give it to the driver in the running train. All the loco drivers, the train drivers are not Virat Kohli to hold the balls, the tokens while running a train. I can just throw it. They can hold the ball like a cricket ball. It is not possible. For that purpose, the ball will be tied up in a pouch, low line clear pouch, which will be handed over to the driver in a running train. That is done in the token working, as is a risk of handing over the token, and also by giving the authority of movement on paper is necessary for any case of token working. I'll come to that. So the token is to be handed over to the driver, and there were some issues with the token handing over, token getting damaged, token getting missed. Hence, we went with the tokenless working. The tokenless working, the last stop signal or advanced order is an authority. The advanced order is integrated or interlocked with the block instrument. Unless we take off the line clear and conditions are ensured, we cannot take off advanced data. So finally, we want the driver wants an authority to enter the block section. That authority can be given in the form of a token or by taking off the advanced starter in tokens area, or when the block system fails to run the train after ensuring safety, a paper line clear also will be given. A question somebody asked here, a paper line clear also will be issued to the driver, and a return authority also can be issued in case of there is a failure. The same system, absolute block system, also used on the double line. We are using only the tokens working there, but not a token working. Because if I use a token working, all the tokens, as you know, in the double line section, the direction of the traffic is defined in a particular direction. All the tokens will be accumulated in one place. To avoid that, we are using by default a tokenless working system, absolute block system in on double line. So absolute block system requires an authority to be issued to the driver by the station master who is sending the train to enter the block section to ensure that the line is clear, the line is reserved for him. Okay. And as the system is to be augmented or developed to run more number of trains on double line, we are going for automatic block system on double line only. Automatic block systems are available in and around Secunderabad, Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata. So these are the main places where automatic block system is available. In the existing double line section between two stations, we can introduce the automatic block signaling system. For example, in Mumbai, from Chhatrapati Shivaji terminus to Kharzat, an area covering around 50 plus kilometers, automatic block system is available. This is the block system. Now there are two stations. There is a sending station and there is a receiving station. Yes, please. Sir, automatic block system not possible for single line. Generally, it is not adopted, even though there are very few sections. The automatic block signaling system is available on single line, but on Indian Railways, they are not much popular because of safety reasons. We are not using it. US Railway, yes, it uses. US Railway is having the automatic block signaling on single line. Even on Indian Railways, some part between Vijayawada to Krishna Canal and the Kajipet to Warangal or Kajipet to Kesarghatta, some station, there you have the single line automatic block system on double line. That is possible, but it is on under the special permissions we are using it. Very detailed discussions. Let us not go more into detail here. Let us understand the concept of block working. Then we can discuss more in detail when you attend the courses. Now there is a sending station. A train has to be sent from sending station. A receiving station, a station where a train has to be received. The area between the sending station and the receiving station is called as the block section, which is around 8 to 10 kilometers ideally. And we require here a communication. First, the driver has to be provided with an authority. Then only the driver will leave the station. That authority can be in the form of a token or it can be taken off by advanced data. Anyone, but authority is a must. Who will give this authority? This authority is given by the station master. The station master gives the authority. But poor fellow, he is not having the authority with him. He has to get it from the station master who is receiving a train. Sir, I wanted to send a train to your station. Can you grant line clear? That is how the word line clear has come, is associated with the block system. The driver, now station master of the sending station, will request now the receiving station master, I want to send a train. Can you grant a line clear? He will send the message. Through the block instrument, he will send the message. The receiving station master, if conditions are fulfilled, then only he can grant the line clear. Please underline the wordings here. It is not giving the line clear, it is granting the line clear. Enquiring the line clear by the sending station master, granting the line clear by the receiving station master. And he can grant this line clear when the conditions are fulfilled. What are those conditions? The condition, first condition is the earlier train has arrived completely. I repeat, the earlier train has arrived completely to receiving station. इसके पहले जो गाड़ी थी वो गाड़ी पूरी गाड़ी आ चुकी है. Behind that train, all the reception signals have been put back to normal. What are the reception signals? Reception signals are distance signal and the home signal. These two signals are put back to danger. That is the second condition. There are and conditions, not or conditions. Most of you are digital engineers, electronic engineers. You can understand in your own language what you mean by or conditions and are conditions. Or conditions, and conditions they are. Then third is the line is clear not only up to the first stop signal of the next station, but also an adequate distance beyond it, which is called as block overlap. We have studied yesterday what is block overlap, what should be the block overlap, length of the block overlap, not less than 180 meters with the multiple aspect upper quadrant signaling, not less than 400 meters with the lower quadrant signaling. We are now confined to multiple aspect upper quadrant signaling. We'll go with upper quadrant signaling. The line is clear not only up to the first stop signal, home signal, but also an adequate distance beyond it. Clear means no obstruction. Next, no trains are permitted to go. Line clear is granted to a train in the opposite direction. No trains towards the sending station. When these four conditions are fulfilled, the station master grants the line clear through the block instrument to the sending station. Now he will grant the line clear. That line clear, the receives and issues to the driver an authority, maybe a token, maybe by taking of the advance order, the train departs. The train signal is taken off, and now the train can travel to the next station, which is damn sure that there are no trains line is clear for it. These are the requirements of a block working. The conditions, what I told here, they are the requirements. Please understand, requirement means a safety requirements as per the general rule. It is up to us, a signal engineer, how to achieve it. You can achieve it either with the token instrument, you can achieve it through the tokenless instrument, you can achieve it through the block proving through Excel counter. With whatever equipment system we can achieve it, but the conditions are to be satisfied, which are defined in the general rule and subsidiary rules of Indian Railways. Okay. Now, to communicate between these two stations, the Niels token instruments were connected in olden days. These two instruments will ensure one token can be extracted from only any one instrument. If the sending station master extract the token, the receiving station master now cannot extract another token. One train at a time in this space called as block section, a space interval. Complete area is now blocked for one train. It can be a full train of 700 meters, 70 vehicles, or it can be a single engine of 10 meters. Irrespective of length of the train, a complete section is now reserved for one train. Hence, it is called as space interval. To ensure the block working and satisfy the condition of the block laid down in the general rule and subsidiary rules of Indian Railways, we are connecting two block instruments which are connected through underground cable. In older days, they were connected through the aerial lines. Now we are connecting them to the underground. Coming to the double line section, we have discussed yesterday what we mean by intermediate block signaling. Intermediate block signaling is a system to run more number of trains on the double line. From single line, we developed the double line to run more number of trains. Again, number of trains are to be increased. Hence, before going to automatic section, I wanted to now create an intermediate block system. In the same block section of 10 kilometers, how to run two number of trains. Absolute block system defined one train at a time. But now I wanted to run two trains here. For that purpose, intermediate block signaling system was introduced. The conditions or the rules to implement this IBS were defined. Now, this is there was an advanced starter here in the double line. This advanced starter was controlled by the block instrument. That advanced starter is shifted in the mid of the block section. There may be one IBS, there may be more than one IBS in a particular block section. It is permitted. I am giving example of only one IBS here, intermediate block signaling. So this advanced starter was shifted in the mid of the block section, and still it has a control of block instrument. Block instruments are connected between these two stations, and this is still having an control of the block instrument. It can be taken up only when the line is clear up to the home signal plus an adequate distance beyond it, or other conditions are fulfilled. Then only this IBS, now it is named as IBS, not as block signaling. So this IBS can be taken off. Now, how to deal a train in this part? In this part, I have to deal a train, and first I need to install an advanced starter here. How this advanced starter can be controlled? This advanced starter can be taken off only when the earlier train has cleared the path up to the IBS plus an adequate distance beyond it, which is 400 meters. Under that condition only, I can take off the advanced starter of the sending station. To know whether this portion is clear or not, either you can go with the track circuits or you can go with the axle counter. This symbol is for axle counter. So in the same block section, when I was able to run only one train, with introduction of one IBS, I can run two trains at the same time, where I am increasing the number of trains on the railway network. So this is all to increase the line capacity of the trains. The circuitry part we will be studying in the detailed designing course. So this is the block section. This is the intermediate block area. So this is the IBSs were introduced on the Indian Railways way back in 1995, where we can be able to run more number of trains. Now coming to the automatic signaling system. Automatic signaling system, as you see here, all the signals will be green, and as the train passes, the signal will go back to danger. I'm sorry here the PPTs are not prepared properly. As the train passes the signal will go back to danger, and the earlier signal will be taken off when the trains are trains are getting clear one by one. If you give me time, I will just take 1 minute to edit it and show you correctly. Just a minute, please. Hold it. It's so simple animation. I will just okay. Thanks for your patience and also how you are observing it. I'm not an expert in the PPTs. Try to explain how it is to be done. Yeah. Now it can be just saved and I can now show it. It got put up. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's see. The automatic signaling system will work in such a fashion that as soon as a train passes a signal, the signal will go back to danger. I'm sorry, the PPT is not that clear. And as the train passes the signal, and the signal will be changing its aspects, and the signal in rear will be changing its aspect, and the signal in advance will be going to danger as the train passes. However, we'll be learning more in detail in the detailed course here. So this is how the session is planned. A trailer course was planned. As I have given the name of trailer here, I was able to show you only the aspect and what are the contents. When would you like to announce the signaling design? In the evening, Sumit. In the evening after, or now also you can tell we have extra time for the people who are attending here. Around 70 people were attending now. See, there are about 60 plus people. You can announce now, no problem. Shall I make you the uh, co-host? You can announce now and also again in the evening you can announce. Let's do it in the evening. Okay, fine, no problem. We can do it in the evening. We'll do it in the evening. As the course completes in the evening, we'll do it in the evening. Now, guys, any doubts, any questions apart from details of the other than the details of the designer's course? In the coming days, on 20th December, February, we are starting the designer's course around 80 hours, 4 modules on every Saturday, Sunday of the week. We'll be starting on 20th February, and we're planning to close it by first week of April, uh, which is consisting of 4 different modules taken by 3 different faculties: Mr. Solomon, Mr. Subarao, and Mr. Ramkumar. Ramkumar will be taking the classes in the evening today. And we are also planning to start a certificate course in the month of March, which you can watch in the LinkedIn posting. We'll be announcing in the LinkedIn. So these are the 2 courses now we are starting, plus electronic interlocking course, a detailed course, equipment course we are planning in the month of March, third week of March, or maybe first week of April. Then we wanted to conduct a CBTC course, a metro technology, also in the month of April. So these are the planned courses in the coming months. You can definitely enjoy the different training courses. If any questions are there, kindly ask me. Otherwise, I will stop the recording.